Winx Club Reboot series is a perfect opportunity to fix the missed opportunities in the previous seasons and showcase the development of the characters in a better way. With some teasing from the creators in the latest seasons, there are some things you might not expect to return. Let's not waste time and talk about them. 1. The childhoods of the Winx girls. One of the biggest missed opportunities in the original series was fully exploring the childhoods of all the Winx girls. Yes, we did get glimpses here and there. Miyusa's tragic childhood in Season 2 and Season 5, losing her mother and dealing with her father's strictness. Layla also had a sad past, feeling lonely and struggling to make friends. She even had nightmares about it. Also, by overcoming her loneliness, she gained Charmex. Stella reflected on her childhood in Celeria in Season 3, but it was more about her parents than her. And of course, we saw Bloom's childhood in Gardenia. But let's be real, these scenes were so short that they barely scratched the surface. And you know who got nothing? Flora and Tecna. Their childhoods are literally a mystery. Were they always the way we know them now? Did Flora always have her nurturing personality? Was Tecna always logical, or was there a moment that made her that way? Imagine getting an entire episode, or even a few flashbacks to truly show how these girls became who they are today. It would make the new watchers understand the characters and even connect with the reboot even in a better way. So I really hope to see the childhood of Winx girls. 2. The backstory of the Trix. Okay, so Season 8 actually revealed a bit of Icy's backstory, and while I'm still processing how weird Season 8 was, I have to admit, her backstory was interesting. We learned that she had a younger sister. One day, a witch came to her kingdom. She turned her sister into a dog, and then she destroyed her family completely, which helped shape her cold and ruthless personality, because she promised that she was going to be the strongest witch in the universe. But here's my issue. What about Darcy and Stormy? The three of them always called themselves sisters, but we never actually saw how they met or what made them so loyal to each other. Did they all come from tragic backgrounds? Did they meet at Cloud Tower and decide to form the Trix? Or was there a deeper reason they joined forces? Seeing their origin story would be everything. If the reboot actually dives into this, it could make them even more complex as villains and not just the classic mean witches. Do you agree?
What's the matter, Icy? I thought we were your sisters.
Companions. Allies, friends maybe.
3. More Dark Fairies. We all remember Dark Bloom from Season 2. It was one of the most intense moments in Winx Club history. Bloom being slowly corrupted, losing control, and fully transforming into Dark Bloom when she was under Darker's control. And let's be honest, she looked terrifyingly cool. If Sky didn't confess his love to Bloom, she would have destroyed the whole magical universe with her Dark Dragon firepower. But here's the thing. Why did we only see Bloom turn into a Dark Fairy? If it could happen to Bloom, why not the other Winx girls? Yeah, I know that Bloom is the main fairy of the series, but imagine Dark Stella, Dark Miyusa, or even Dark Flora. The reboot could take this concept even further and show us what happens when fairies are fully consumed by darkness. Maybe even have some of them turn evil temporarily, and we get to see how their friends bring them back. This would add so much tension and make the hype even higher. Now thinking about it, Miyusa could make fairies deaf for a while, Stella would destroy the light and put the girls in darkness. These would be a perfect idea. What do you think? 4. Winx and Trix, taking classes together. Now, here's something that is revealed in the reboot series, and actually, I'm looking forward to see its results. Fairies and witches study in the same school. Of course, we already see what happens when fairies and witches live under a same roof. There's always chaos. In Season 2, even when Winx tried to help Cloud Tower witches, the Winx and witches started arguing. Also, in the movie Magical Adventure, we saw how Trix and Winx couldn't stay in peace even for a short time, and a huge battle occurred in the middle of the ceremony. So imagine this, the Winx and the Trix in the same school, sometimes in the same classroom and learning the same magic, but constantly trying to outdo each other. We could have casual duels in class, sabotage during lessons, and of course, those moments where they're forced to work together, even though they absolutely hate it. The first movie already gave us a taste of this dynamic with the Winx battling the Trix at Althea, but imagine an entire season where this is the norm. Or now thinking about it even further, would Trix do their best to act peaceful against witches? To hide their dark plans? I guess we'll discover and see it.
Ha ha ha, you fairies are no fun at all.
5. The specialists' first meetings, and some being excluded? Okay, now this one is more of a rumor, but it's still an interesting thought. There's been speculation that not all of the original specialists will be in the reboot, and if that's true, who's getting excluded? The original series had each Winx girl meet her specialist in different ways. Bloom and Sky had their whole cute and why situation, Stella and Brandon had their actual mistaken identity moment, and Tekna and Timmy had that adorable nerdy connection. But imagine if the reboot changes these meetings. Maybe some of the specialists don't appear right away, or maybe some of them don't exist in this version of the story. If you ask me, I hope that they don't remove Helia, because Flora deserves her soft, poetic boyfriend. We never saw them in a toxic relationship, but instead, they always comforted each other. You might want Riven to be out of the reboot, but this would definitely be a mistake. He might be toxic, but Miusa and Riven's drama is too educational for the young and grown-up audience. Not all relationships are like in the fairy tales, and it is also natural, but I feel like they excluded Riven, Timmy, and Nabu. Riven for being a bad boy, Timmy for not having a strong personality, and Nabu already being unalive in the original series. 6. Roxy's appearance in Reboot. If there's one character who deserves a second chance in the reboot, it's her. She was introduced as the last fairy of Earth, had this huge moment in Season 4, and then what happened? She was slowly forgotten as the seasons progressed. I mean, she was still around, but she never really felt like a main character. She was supposed to be a big deal, yet she barely got any real development after her debut season. So how can the reboot fix this? Well, one way is to reintroduce her in a more natural way. Maybe Bloom starts sensing another fairy presence on Earth long before she meets Roxy. Maybe Roxy isn't officially part of the Winx yet, but she still has a significant role in the story. She could be dealing with her own struggles, maybe even fighting to revive Earth's lost fairy magic, while the Winx are handling their own battles and magics. And imagine if the Trix or some new villain specifically targeted Roxy, realizing she's one of the few remaining Earth fairies. Plus, we'd finally get to see her develop her powers properly instead of just being in the background.
It's just a dog.
What? Just a dog? Just a dog?
Roxy was a missed opportunity in the original series, but the reboot has the perfect chance to fix that. If done right, she could finally get the screen time she deserves. And there you have it. If you agree with me, please don't forget to like the video, subscribe to my channel, and comment your ideas down below. See you in the next one.